Trump signs stablecoin law, a new era for crypto adoption. In a significant development for the cryptocurrency landscape, President Donald Trump has officially enacted legislation aimed at establishing a framework for dollar-pegged cryptocurrencies, commonly referred to as stablecoins. This landmark move, signed on Friday, is seen as a pivotal step toward integrating these digital assets into everyday financial transactions, potentially revolutionizing the way we handle payments and transfer funds. This new law, known as the Genius Act, garnered substantial support in the House of Representatives, passing with a decisive 308 to 122 vote that included backing from nearly half of the Democratic members alongside most Republicans. Prior to this, it had already received approval from the Senate, showcasing a rare bipartisan agreement on a topic that significantly impacts the future of finance. Crypto advocates view this legislation as a monumental victory in their quest for a formal regulatory structure. Since the emergence of the cryptocurrency sector in 2009, often characterized by its uncontrollable innovation and speculative nature, there has been a strong push from the industry to attain greater legitimacy. At the signing event, Trump celebrated this achievement, declaring, "This signing is a massive validation of your hard work and pioneering spirit. It's good for the dollar, and it's good for the country." Further emphasizing the importance of this legislation, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent noted that the introduction of a regulatory framework for stablecoins would not only reinforce the dollar's position as the global reserve currency, but also enhance access to the dollar-based economy, while increasing the demand for U.S. treasuries, which underlies stablecoins. What exactly are stablecoins? Designed to maintain a stable value, typically keeping a 1-to-1 peg with the dollar. These digital assets have seen explosive growth, particularly among crypto traders who use them to transfer funds between various tokens. The overarching hope for the industry is that these stablecoins will soon become commonplace for swift payments and money transfers. Under the new law, entities issuing stablecoins must back them with liquid assets like U.S. dollars and short-term treasury bills, and they are required to publicly disclose the composition of their reserves on a monthly basis. Supporters of this legislation argue that these measures will not only bolster the credibility of stablecoins, but also encourage banks, retailers, and consumers to embrace them for instant money transfers. Currently valued at over $260 billion, the stablecoin market could potentially soar to $2 trillion by 2028, according to an assessment earlier this year by Standard Chartered Bank. The passing of this law caps off extensive lobbying efforts from the crypto industry, which invested upwards of $245 million in political contributions during last year's elections to support candidates favorable to cryptocurrency advancements, including Trump himself. During the signing event, Trump expressed gratitude to the crypto executives for their backing in the 2024 presidential race, stating, "I pledge that we would bring back American liberty and leadership and make the United States the crypto capital of the world." And that's what we've done. However, not everyone is on board with this new legislation. Critics, including members from the Democratic Party, argue that the law fails to restrict major technology firms from creating their own stablecoins, which could further strengthen their already significant influence in the financial sector. They also suggest that it lacks robust anti-money laundering provisions and does not adequately address foreign stablecoin issuers. Scott Gradick from Transparency International US cautioned that neglecting to close known loopholes may endanger the integrity of the American digital dollar, allowing malicious actors to exploit the system. As large banks contemplate expanding their operations into the cryptocurrency realm, reports indicate that their initial forays will likely involve pilot programs, partnerships, or limited trading in cryptocurrencies for the time being. Some crypto companies, such as Circle and Ripple, are pursuing banking licenses aiming to reduce costs by eliminating intermediary banking institutions. Supporters of the Genius Act believe it could create a newfound demand for short-term government debt, as stablecoin issuers will be required to acquire more of this debt to effectively back their assets. Notably, Trump has sought significant changes in cryptocurrency regulations, having previously signed an executive order in March to introduce a strategic Bitcoin reserve, and earlier this year, He launched a meme coin named Dollar Trump while holding a stake in a crypto venture called World Liberty Financial. Now, as we reflect on this new era for cryptocurrencies, the discussions are bound to intensify. Are we truly witnessing the dawn of a more secure and legitimate digital financial landscape? Or is there a risk of exacerbating existing challenges? What are your thoughts on the implications of this new stablecoin law? Let's hear your views in the comments. Trump signs Genius Act. U.S. to become crypto capital of the planet. What if the United States became the global hub for cryptocurrency? That's exactly the bold promise President Donald Trump is backing with a groundbreaking new law. On July 18, 2025, Trump signed the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act, commonly called the Genius Act, into law. This legislation, hailed as a game-changer for digital finance, aims to position America as the world's premier crypto leader while creating a clear regulatory framework for stablecoins. But here's where it gets controversial. Critics argue the law could open the door to ethical dilemmas, especially with Trump's own cryptocurrency, Dollar Trump, in the mix. Let's break it down. Stablecoins, a type of digital currency pegged to stable assets like the US dollar or gold, are at the heart of this legislation. Trump, during a 2024 speech at a Bitcoin conference in Nashville, vowed to build a regulatory environment written by people who love your industry, not hate your industry. His administration now claims to have delivered on that promise. We're bringing back American liberty and leadership, Trump declared at the signing ceremony, adding that the Genius Act could spark the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the Internet. The act introduces strict requirements for stablecoin issuers. For example, any company with over $50 billion in market value must publish monthly reserve disclosures and annual audited financial statements. These rules, championed by the Senate Banking Committee, aim to boost transparency and consumer trust. Supporters like House Majority Whip Tom Emmer, Republican Minnesota, argue the law corrects years of stifling ambiguity under the Biden administration. This is transformative legislation that unleashes America's digital asset potential, he said at a press conference. Yet the path to passage wasn't smooth. While the House passed the bill 308 to 122 and the Senate approved it 68 to 30, even Trump's own party wasn't fully united. 12 Republicans voted against the measure, including some who raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest. Democratic Representative Maxine Waters of California was particularly vocal, accusing the bill of enabling corruption and foreign influence. By passing this law, Congress is sending a message that it's okay for criminals to buy Trump coins for pardons, she argued on the House floor. The controversy doesn't end there. Alongside the Genius Act, the House passed two other crypto-related bills, the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, and the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act. The latter seeks to block the Federal Reserve from issuing central bank digital currency, CBDC, directly to individuals, a move some privacy advocates call necessary to protect personal financial data. But detractors worry it could hinder innovation in digital banking. So, is this legislation a bold step toward a crypto-driven future or a risky gamble with unclear consequences? The debate is just heating up. And this is the part most people miss. What happens if stablecoins lose their peg to the dollar, or if regulatory loopholes allow bad actors to exploit the system? As the U.S. races to dominate the crypto space, will these rules keep pace with the fast-evolving technology? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the Genius Act is a breakthrough for innovation, or does it prioritize political agendas over consumer protection?